Talking about Kant and empirical psychology. First, let's look at psychology and anthropology in Kant's time. He published Anthropology in the decade of the 1790s. There were numerous books of psychology and several journals founded. The psychology that flourished during this time was the study of the mind and soul in all of its aspects. This included metaphysical questions about the nature of mind and mind-body relation. The tendency to defer such questions increased throughout the 18th century. This provided thorough empirical descriptions of mind states and capacities, including lower faculties, examples are sense and imagination, and higher faculties, examples are intellect and reason, and volition, or desire and emotion. Empirical content came from everyday observations and from attentive self-observation, as well as from recorded history, novels, travel literature, and systematic quantitative observation. In universities, the curriculum was defined in the ancient and medieval schools by Aristotle's De Anima, or On the Soul, and related writings. This was a major portion of corpus of Western philosophy and was a required course at most European universities in early modern times. The most studied aspect of this psychology, though, was the analysis of cognitive power of animals, including rational animals. The soul was typically regarded as a natural being included in the study of nature, but Cartesian textbook writers viewed soul as an immaterial substance capable of existing independently of matter, placed study of mental function as aided by brain under general heading of physics, included the study of sense, imagination, memory, judgment, and reasoning. Kant had many contributions to psychology. In Critique of Pure Reason, he developed a nuanced technical vocabulary for describing the mind that still continues to influence psychology today. He also contributed to self-improvement. He said, monitoring one's behavior, if noticed by others, may cause them to suspect an attempt at deception, and the preferred mode is candid or natural behavior, which causes no suspicion. Sensory representation is defined as intuition, and intellectual representation is defined as concept in this matter. Cognition requires both active and passive element. Both concepts allow understanding to subsume intuitions under kinds, and intuition, which arises from sensations represented in a spatial and temporal order. Other important people to know are Jacob Abel during 1751 to 1829. He was a professor of psychology and morals during 1782 to 1794. He was an author of Intro to Science of Mind, and he subsumed the anthropology was under philosophy. Another person is Christian Wolff, 1679 through 1754. He taught at Halle and Marburg. Psychology is divided into empirical and rational, which were both classed under metaphysics, and he believed metaphysics could draw on empirical sources. He held empirical psychology to be the foundation for theoretical psychology. Next, let's look at Kant and psychology as science. His famous statement was that psychology must always remain excluded from the rank of what may be called a natural science proper. He also argued in psychology, unlike physics and chemistry, that we are unable to combine and separate same ingredients at will. He also believed self-observation is possible. The science of optics is very simple. It's just the theory of vision in general, which included explaining size and distance perception, including size constancy and moon illusion. Two important people in this were Robert Smith and Patrick D'Arcy. I've also included some other people through the decades of 1750s that were kind of important in this article that attempted to launch natural scientific psychology. In conclusion, Kant concluded that chemistry is not a science, and that his greatest significance of empirical psychology today is that it draws attention to a larger body of psychological theory